Hello everybody and welcome. It's Brian Dalmaso and I'm coming at you from the Matrix Mindset Academy. We're still out in Vegas. We just finished up an amazing week of training with entrepreneurs from around the world, and Eric Worre, Magic Johnson was out here. We talked about him the other day and just what an amazing businessman and tycoon he is. I mean, who knew? And then yesterday we had the absolute pleasure of training with John Maxwell. And if you don't know who John Maxwell is, you should look him up. He's probably the world's foremost thought leader in leadership training with corporations and sales teams and individuals. We had the pleasure of training with him yesterday, and this is another example of how how I'm investing in myself. I spent over $3,000 this week just training, and I don't say that to impress you, but the point is, I'm getting all this training from around the world, and we're bringing it back here to you for 67 cents a day. So we're really trying to get this information out to the masses, and I really want to congratulate yourself, you guys in the Matrix Mindset Academy, for taking the step. I mean, it's not a big investment, but it's an investment in yourselves. And that's where it really starts. So the tip of the sword, I mean, for me, half a dozen years ago, I decided to invest $10,000 in myself for a course, and my life's never been the same. We just continue to invest and train and have mentors from thought leaders from all over the world that we're training with. So I want to congratulate you guys for investing in yourselves. And also I want to express how grateful I am for each and every one of you in the Matrix Mindset Academy, believing in us and just allowing us the chance to serve you guys, allowing us the chance to bring you this information, hopefully impact your lives, because I know there's a ripple effect here too. I know the better that I do my job and the more impact you guys have, that the more you'll impact other lives as well. So there's a big ripple effect going on here. Hey Dave, how you doing, bud? It's good to see you from Canada. So let's get into it. So what John went over, the one thing I want to highlight, he talked about something he calls the rule of 5, and it really applies to a lot of different areas. You could use this for health, for wellness, for finance, for fitness, much like the material we teach in here with the sciences behind getting wealthy and how wealthy people think and act and operate. This was right in line with that. So he has this rule of 5, and there's 5 parts to it. I'm going to kind of go through them. Now you can apply this towards anything. Right, so the first rule, or the first segment in the rule of 5 is to know what you want to accomplish. And that sounds overly simple, but that would be the equivalent of setting a goal, right? Knowing what you want to accomplish. So when I look at my life, when I was transitioning my businesses in my life, and especially my construction company, I didn't really have a clear path on what I was trying to accomplish. I was just working in construction. I was going from addition to remodel, maybe an occasional smaller house, $500,000 house. But I didn't set with clear intention what I wanted to accomplish. The instant I did that, everything changed within like 8 weeks. The instant I set the intention of I want to build multi-million-dollar homes, 10,000 square foot plus homes. So it's called goal setting, but knowing what you want to accomplish is the first part of the rule of 5. So he uses a really good example here too. He uses an example of chopping down a tree. So I'm going to go through this just like he did, the metaphor of chopping a tree down. Knowing what you want to accomplish, for the purposes of this lesson, we want to chop down a tree, right? So that's the first part. And the second part is you must have the right tools. Now this could apply again to literally anything. If you have a construction business, if you have a legal business or a real estate business or network marketing business, if you're in the corporate world, if you're at a job, and knowing what you want to accomplish is to get that that management position or that 6-figure salary, but having that direction. But having the right tools is really no different. And again, in the metaphor of chopping a tree down, he used the example of having an axe. Right? We're going to chop a tree down, we have an axe. And he sets also the intention that all we're going to do is take 5 healthy swings a day at the tree. Right? 5 chops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all you're going to do towards that one goal of chopping the tree down, is every single day without fail take 5 swings. So again, if you're in real estate, having the right tools would be obviously social media, would be using social media and the internet, marketing strategies, email campaigns, having the right tools. If you're still trying to, build your business with a paper calendar, that might not be the right tool. In network marketing, there's all kinds of tools. So every single business, every single industry, if you're in construction, you're not going to frame a house with a hammer and nails anymore. You're going to use nail guns. Now this may sound overly simple, but I want you guys to really analyze this when we get to the end here. Having the right tools is absolutely critical. Because if you tried to chop down the tree with a baseball bat, you could take thousands and thousands of swings. The bat's going to break before the tree will. Think about that as a metaphor. If you have the wrong tools in any industry, you're completely screwed. You can have all the effort, you can have persistence, you can have desire. If you have the wrong tools, you're absolutely screwed, and you will not get to your goal. The next thing is got to be focused, right? And this is the part. This is such a brilliant analogy because our head gets in the way so much. We try something for a month or 3 months or even a year, and we lose focus. You know, if you set the intention to chop down a tree, only taking 5 swings a day, eventually, with 100% certainty, that tree is going to fall, right? If it's a healthy sized tree, it might take a year, 5 swings for a year. It might take 10 years. But with 100% certainty, that mission will be accomplished if you just take those 5 swings a day. And this is such a great metaphor. I really wrote a lot of notes and chewed this up because this really applies to anything, right? Even if it was a really massive tree, eventually it's going to fall down. If it's a smaller tree, it'll fall down sooner. So when you're talking about the rule of 5, we're going to talk a little more about it. You want to talk about the 5 things in your business that you're trying to do that you should be doing daily that will lead to the success, right? But you got to be focused. You got to have that consistency. You know, if you took 5 swings one day and then waited a year or waited months and came back again, it might take you more than a lifetime to chop that tree down. You'd never hit your goal. So we're going to be focused on that thing, you know, even though we're taking the kids all over the place, we have parents with health issues, we may have health issues. It doesn't matter what all the excuses are that we make. We got to remain focused on what it is we're trying to do, because ultimately, when we do that thing, our entire life is going to change, right? And we only have so much time on this planet. The 4th thing is to be consistent. And this is the part, again, he talked about anything we want to do in life is going to be kind of an uphill journey. Right? Anything you're trying to accomplish that's more than you are now, it's going to be an uphill journey. And he talks about taking even 5 steps a day up a hill, you know. But if you take a couple of days off, he really used the metaphor of sliding back down. You could walk for 5 days, and if you stop walking and you slide for just one, you'll lose the progress of the whole 5 days. So he talks about everything in life is really kind of an uphill journey. Nothing worth having is really easy or free. It's an uphill journey. And if you're not doing the daily actions of whatever that is in any of your businesses, then you're going to slide on those other days. So being consistent every single day. I mean, when John goes to write a book, which he's written over either somewhere between 80 and 100 books, every single day he writes. Even if it's Christmas, even if he's sick, even if somebody's getting married. Like, he has his rule of 5. He is so consistent. And he's in his mid-70s. He doesn't need money. It's a habit. So I really want to challenge you guys at the end of this to come up with your rule of 5. I did the same thing across a multitude of my businesses. So be consistent, right? Persistence is the other thing. If you look at Think and Grow Rich, it's persistence. And the 5th thing is to keep swinging. Or I should say, the 5th thing is persistence, or to keep swinging every single day, right? So being consistent and being persistent are 2 separate things. So being consistent is more about staying focused on that one tree. Imagine if you were in a forest and you picked out a tree and you took 5 swings. And then you came back the next day and you picked a different tree and you took 5 swings. And then the next day you picked a different tree, and then a different tree, and a different tree. Right? You would never accomplish anything. You'd be swinging, you'd be doing the consistent action like we're saying, but you wouldn't be focused and you wouldn't be consistent on the one tree or the one task. You know, if you're trying to open up a restaurant, staying focused on that one thing. If you're in a network marketing business, do you jump around? You know, every single network marketing company out there has good times and bad times. So if you're jumping around, unless the company's not a good company, you find out you don't resonate with it, but you got to stay focused and stay with one thing long enough for it to bear fruit. So between those last things, being focused, being consistent, and persistent are really the keys of focusing on one thing, doing that thing every single day, and then being persistent about that. Now, what I want to do here, guys, is add one more thing. And this, to me, has been the holy grail or the keys to the kingdom of my life. And I don't remember where I got this or if I even came up with it myself, but you'll hear me talk about surrendering to the process a lot. Right? And again, this could be any industry. If you're new to real estate, find out somebody that's a 7-figure earner, if that's what you want. Get mentored from them, and then do what they tell you. Don't question it. Surrender to the process. Every industry I see, there's a process. There's a timeline. You won't know how long it's going to take. And this is when I started my network marketing company. That's exactly what it is. And now that's a very small thing for me. It's very, very part-time, 5 hours a week. It's not my main thing. But I still know if I do 4 things consistently every single week, if I get a customer or two, if I show the business a couple times, if I do personal development, if I show up for trainings, if I do those 4 things consistently, week after week, a little bit, 5 hours a week, it's only a matter of time before I break 7 figures in residual income. It has to happen. There's no question. And even if a company folds and you start a new one, it's still just a matter of time. So that's how this rule of 5 comes into play. So I'm going to add the 6th thing to the rule of 5, which is surrendering to the process. If you have health goals or physical goals, if you're 100 pounds overweight, don't think about the 100 pounds. Just focus on 1 pound, right? 1 pound a week. 100 week is only 2 years, right? You could be lean and mean and fit with this methodology. And then you could apply the rule of 5 to that as well, right? Not only know what you want to accomplish, have the right tools, being focused, being consistent, being persistent, but you could also create a rule of 5 with getting physically fit, which includes, drinking water every day, right? Drink a gallon of water a day. Only eating, certain foods, right? Eating properly, going to the gym, meditating on your goals, right? Visualizing that person you're becoming. Pick 5 things that you can do every single day, that rule of 5, that will lead you towards the physical fitness. Then you surrender to it. You don't wake up and question, do I have the donut? Am I going to the gym? You surrender to the process. You make the decision. You move forward. And again, this applies towards all kinds of businesses. So again, guys, if you're watching this not live, go ahead and hashtag replay so we know what times you guys are watching. And my action item for today is for you guys to identify what the task is. We call it setting a goal, but what is the thing that you're trying to accomplish in the next 12 months? Now, this doesn't have to be, why am I on this planet? This doesn't have to be your life purpose. Pick one thing that will change your life in 12 months, whatever that is. Financial, spiritual, physical, might be a relationship. And then you can apply this rule of 5. And the action item today is for you to come up with the 5 things, take a little bit of time, come up with the 5 things that you know that you need to do towards this goal or towards this task you want to accomplish, and then make that list and have it on a goal card. Have it on like a 3.5 by 5 index card or have it on a goal card. And then if you're brave enough, what I want you to do is comment and share your rule of 5 in the Matrix Mindset Academy. I'd love to get engagement. You sharing your rule of 5 might help somebody else in the Matrix Mindset Academy come up with theirs. So again, this is a community of like-minded people. We're all trying to help each other. So my action item for today, guys, is to come up with a rule of 5 simple things. And if you need help, go ahead and comment below and we'll answer that. We're going to start the Monday night webinars. I believe we're starting them this coming Monday, so I'll double check on that and we'll get that out to you. But for now, this is our last day in Vegas. It's been a great week. We learned a lot of stuff. Hopefully this is helping you. Be well and God bless.